There we go. Brilliant. Welcome everyone. So I've got the fabulous Jo Creed with me to talk all about NLP and NLP training because she has a super duper special offer. I'm not just saying that. That is not sales talk. If you know me, you would know that I don't recommend very much training at all. And if I do, there must be something special about it. This is very special. So stay till the end. We will try really hard not to waffle on. But yeah, so Jo, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thanks, Stephanie. Yeah, I will try really hard not to waffle on. Yeah, so as Stephanie said, I am Joe. I am director of Beyond Training Solutions and do training under Beyond NLP Training. So yeah, I've been training in NLP now for what, 14, 15 years? Absolutely adore it. And the main reason I adore NLP is, to be honest, the initial reason was what it did for me. It
Yeah.
completely changed my life, or taking the tools and the skills and NLP completely and utterly changed my life. It enabled me, yeah, to make some massive changes, both in relationships, in my whole career and my work, in where I live. You know, I live on a canal boat now. You told me 14 years ago I was going to do that. Yeah, there would have been so many limiting beliefs and all of this sort of stuff around it, worried about other people's impression of it and their opinion and all of that sort of stuff. And now I really do just sort of live life on my terms, and I absolutely love it. And my family still think I'm going through a belated midlife crisis, but that's all right. That's their stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. NLP is so, and this is one of the big reasons why I've got you on to talk, is because I also love NLP and I found it was life changing for me. And I can remember, I mean, I've done bits of like taster NLP and introduction to NLP, all these little random bits, and was, really inspired. And then I got the chance to do the NLP practitioner, I think in 2006, which was coincided when I just stopped using alcohol and drugs. So it was very serendipitous for me. I had no idea, absolutely no idea. It was just one of those like, oh, well, that's a whole other story. We won't go into it. But I did the NLP practitioner, over a 9 month period, and it literally changed my life. It was like somebody turned the lights on. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah, it was for me as well. I was in a marriage that was, the okay-ish ones, but it wasn't fair on either of us. It was quite toxic to me. I was in a career that was completely toxic to me. And yeah, I remember when somebody first said about NLP, I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I did similar to you. I went on did a taster, and I went on and did all of my training, and it was the shifts for me. I think the other thing why I love NLP is when I see how it enables other people to shift a lot of the stuff that's kind of really been holding them back, some of which they didn't even realize was holding them back, yeah, and stopping them moving forward. And then seeing them be able to use it with the people that they want to support and work with. It's changed. Yeah, it changes people's lives. Um,
Yeah, it does. But what is it? Because we're talking about NLP because we
yeah,
know it. But
we
what
do.
is it? How would you explain it to me if I was an alien from another
If
planet?
you were an alien, well, let's do a breakdown, easy explanation. So, NLP, if we look at the three components, neuro-linguistic programming. So the neuro bit is basically how we form programs in our brain, how we form patterns in our brain, or all the neuroconnections in our brain that kind of like stop us becoming who we want to be now and moving forward with where we want to go. So what the neuro does is it enables you through a lot of the language tools and a lot of the techniques to actually change the way that we think and the way that we process and get our what we call our perception of reality, or our map of the world, that enables us to be able to change that and then therefore be able to move forward. The linguistic bit is about the language we use with other people. So some really amazingly powerful communication tools in NLP that enables you, you know, both with your relationships, with your colleagues at work, with your clients that you work with, to be able to ask questions, put things across in different ways. So it works on that side of it in terms of your relationship with other people, but the linguistic bit also works on your relationship with yourself because it's your internal voice, the way you talk to yourself, the language you use with yourself, the questions that you ask that actually sort of like stop you, yeah, having that good relationship with yourself. And then the P bit is programming, and that's all about the patterns that you run. You know, like things like your habits, your reactions, the things that you get triggered by, all of that, and how you can change it. So with NLP, there's some really powerful techniques that enables you to change those habits, those patterns, those reactions, those triggers, and your emotional strategies that you have, as well as your thought strategies. So that's kind of it. And it works at a different level from a lot of other things. It works at, we can logically and consciously know, for example, that we want to change a behavior, right? Stop drinking or stop eating certain things or whatever it is. But we logically know that's conscious. But there is something in there and in here, etc., that is stopping us actually making the move. That's all the unconscious stuff. And what NLP works on is the unconscious level. It reprograms our unconscious mind to enable us to have more helpful patterns and programs moving forward. It gets rid of so many of the blocks that we hold unconsciously, whether that's beliefs about ourselves, beliefs about our ability, beliefs about the situation or other people, or lots of other stuff as well. So it's quite complex, and in some ways it's quite simple in terms of its structure. Once you get the basic structure of NLP and how it works, it means you can adapt and apply it into yourself and also the people that you support and work with.
Yeah. Yeah, it can you can really geek out on it, can't you? And that's the complexity. Like you say, there's yeah, you can use it for yourself and you get all these breakthroughs and understand yourself and you can use it to make changes and achieve your goal. It's phenomenal. Absolutely
Mm,
phenomenal. And I mean they use it in sports coaching, don't they?
I
They
do.
use it everywhere. But then, it's you can use it with the people you work with, your communicate. It just changes so many things. It's such a powerful tool. And so, alcohol coaches, if you're listening, because I know I've got a lot of alcohol coaches in my audience, quite often when I'm supervising alcohol coaches or they've just finished, whatever qualification they've done, they're like, so I'd like to be able to understand what tools I can use with someone. So hot tip hint, NLP will give you
It
quite a
gives you
few.
so
Yeah,
many tools. Yeah,
yeah,
particularly working around with people in sort of that
yes,
space. It gives you some really powerful tools to work with them on those beliefs that they hold, to
yeah,
work with them on to get really, it gives you tools to get under the surface. We all have a
yeah.
problem. I'm sure you've used it. Yeah, sorry, a statement. I'm sure you've used it before. The problem's never the problem. The outcome's never the real outcome. There's always stuff under the surface. And that's where the key is. That's where you make significant and lasting change with people that you work with. When you're coaching somebody, when you've got the ability to get under the surface, and these techniques get under the surface. They really do. There are so many different tools that you can use to get people really, really working on actually what is it they really want? Who do they need to be? Yeah. What's stopping them being who they need to be? Yeah. And taking on the identity of who they need to be going forward, plus loads of different others as well.
I'm trying to stop myself from answering your questions. I'm going to forget that we're in a coaching session or something. I'm trying to behave myself. So I just want to check. So if anybody's listening, but they're not quite ready for what we're going to talk about in a minute is the training. I mean,
Mm.
Joe, you do workshops and taster days anyway, so I highly recommend you check out Joe's website. I'll make sure I post this with the video. Is there any books? There used to be an introduction to NLP book, which actually was in plain English speak rather than because sometimes NLP speaks quite technical, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say one of my favorite books, I have to say, is it depends where you want to utilize the NLP, but I still like Sue Knight's book, NLP at Work.
Oh,
It's a
seen that
really,
one.
really good book. It's a bit of a it looks quite a bit of a sort of tome when you look at it, but actually it's one you can dip in and out of.
Yeah.
She recently did a rewrite on that. That I think is one of my favorite ones because it really does. You can kind of, even though it's based on at work, there's so much of it
Yeah.
you can kind of put out. And she talks in normal speak, does Sue?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would
Brilliant.
recommend Sue's one as one to have a look at first. You can also have a quick look on the website at beyondnlptraining.com. There's quite a few resources on there, lots of free bits and pieces, some free videos, quite a few blogs and articles that explains, yeah, and how you can work with people at different levels as well.
Brilliant. Thanks, Joe. Right. Let's hear about this super duper special offer then.
Yeah, I am. So let's be honest, right? Okay. Unless you are incredibly fortunate and lucky at the moment, it is tough financially. Yeah, we know everything that's coming on. I am so passionate about NLP and enabling people to get access to it that on my next practitioner, which is delivered live online, I'm offering a extra special price. There's only a few places still available on it, but it's basically half price. So it's 995 for 9 full days of training. And the way I train it's not just training, it's enabling you to basically ask whatever you need to ask about how you apply it to practice everything we learn. And I layer it so it kind of works well. Um, and you also don't just get that, you get an online learning platform that has got loads of videos, demonstrations, full recording of your course as well. So you can go back in. You get free reattendance on any future practitioner that I run as well. Um,
I mean, that is phenomenal. Like, if people are listening to this, like, that is phenomenal because NLP, like, you could do the NLP practitioner over and over again, never get bored of it,
yeah.
would you? It's
And
just
things
brilliant.
change in your life. Things change in
Yeah.
your life, and you kind of think, well, actually,
Yeah.
I want to come back and work on this for me.
Yeah.
You might go, "Well, actually, I've now found that this is a certain subject that's coming up with a lot of the clients I'm working on. I want to refresh it because you don't actually have to reattend the whole thing. You can just reattend certain days of it if you want to. It's entirely up to you. You get practice groups that I run every other month as well. You get what else do you get? You get free 3 months worth of membership of the Association for Neuro-Linguistic Programming as well. So you get certified. I'm accredited with the ANLP. So you get free membership, and then I'm always running different masterminds and workshops and lots of different things like that. So it's I do call it, I know it might sound a little bit corny, but I do call it family. It's the Beyond NLP family because it is so supportive. I'm mum, I think. But
Love
it is
it.
that continuing to support you, and everyone is
Yeah.
about building that community as well of coaches and people that want to work in that supporting other people's space. Yeah, because it can
Yeah.
be a bit
Yeah.
lonely out there sometimes.
Yeah. And NLP, it's good to practice, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so good practice for yourself, for others. And yeah, it's just a great skill to have, isn't it? Really, those tools in your toolbox. So one of the questions I get asked quite a bit when I share your stuff is, oh, who's it for? Is it for anyone? Do you have to be a counselor? Do you have to be a coach?
Yeah, it's different people come on for different reasons.
Yeah.
I have people come on just for themselves. Yeah, okay. I'm at the stage of my life where I want to do something that's going to make a difference for me. I teach it from a coaching perspective. Yeah. And when you get accredited as a practitioner, that means you can utilize it within coaching. But not everybody comes on it because they're a coach or they're a counselor that wants to do
Yeah.
more coaching. Some people come on it just for themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people come on it because they want to use it in their work. They want to maybe support their colleagues, or they want to increase their own confidence at work, or they want to increase their career progression. Some people come on it because, I have doctors and nurses come on it because they want to change the
Yeah.
way they communicate with their patients or their colleagues as well. And then I have people who are coaches or want to be coaches. Yeah, and move into
Yeah.
that space of coaching or facilitation, changing other people. So it,
Yeah.
yeah, in essence, yes, it is for anybody really. And
Yes.
age-wise, I think my youngest has actually been 18. Yeah. And my oldest was 74.
Oh, brilliant. I love it. That's so good. Yeah. You're
Yeah,
never too old and it's never too late.
yeah,
And
and that's my
it's
oldest
really,
so far. So I'm a yes
Yeah.
so far.
Right. Let's see if we can beat that then. It's a competition. Um, so when does it start, Joe?
So I do it over 3 weekends with a gap between each weekend. So you've got a
Yeah.
chance to kind of absorb and practice. So the spring practitioner starts on the 17th of April. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday then. So that's the first weekend. Second weekend is the weekend of the 15th of May. And then the
Mhm.
third weekend is the weekend of the 5th of June.
Brilliant. That's great. I will post all the details and the link. And yes, full disclosure, I do get a little kickback, which helps women who don't drink.
Yeah.
But this isn't why I'm doing this. This is a phenomenal offer. I can't tell you if you've ever thought about doing NLP, or if you're just interested in improving your life or learning more about yourself or behavior or humans. This is it, because some of the NLP training is like 5,000 plus, like crazy, crazy prices. And it doesn't mean the more expensive it is, the better it is. It definitely does not mean that in this space. So, and I wouldn't recommend a trainer that I would go to myself. And we get continued amazing feedback about Jo with her workshops and the training that she does with the people in our space. So yeah, I will post details for this video. Any questions, just ask me or Jo. But yeah, snap it up.
Yes, absolutely. And if you wanted to have a chat through, if anybody wants to kind of go, oh, is it right for me? And how can it work? Can I pay in installments? Which the answer is yes. Anything like that, then you want to just have a chat, just drop me an email.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Jo.
Thank you very much, Stephanie. Thanks, everyone.